Hello, everyone. Checking in. Let's open up the chat and say a few things to welcome the speakers, your fellow participants, moderators. It's going to be one of the biggest online events on GenAI and localization this year. I would like to start by introducing Olga Beregovaya, my co-host, the VP of Smartling. Hi, Olga. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic at the glorious 6 a.m., darling.
6 a.m. from where?
From Tijuana, Mexico at this point.
Wow. All right. So Mexico on one side and Prague, Europe on the other. We have 900 registrations to this event, almost 1,000. I hoped it would be 1,000, but 900 is pretty good. And this event is going to be streamed live to LinkedIn Live. I think it's already live there. And it's going to be streamed to one of the biggest channels on YouTube on localization called Obi Yan. Uh, Jan Hinrichs, are you with us? Could you come on stage and say a few words? Jan is running a channel to popularize language technology to the broad audiences, and you have now almost 50,000 subscribers. By the way, if you
Almost
don't
50.
know Jan's channel, go to YouTube right now, like and subscribe, and make sure to press that bell button to receive notifications when new content goes live. So, Jan, a few words to the audience today.
Yes. So first of all, thanks a lot for having me here and for enabling our industry and our audience to witness what happens in Gen I and in a live stream from my channel. So that's a great support. I really appreciate that, and I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to see what's happening right now and to think about the future. And this is what the conference is about. So dive into it, enjoy what you're seeing. We have the chat. I hope the live streaming is already working. Now it's not yet working, but
Okay.
I think in the next few seconds, your team will make it happen so that this is going live. So from my side, all the best for the conference, and I'm really happy to be part of it.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you for making localization popular with more people. This is what we really need to remind the broad audience about what we do, why we do, and what is our impact. And speaking of impact, let me give you a small introduction of the conference, starting with my introduction. Custom MT is the company that I run, is a small team focused on adventurous localization teams and translation companies, and we help them implement generative AI in the workflows. We've been working for 5 years, and what we see this year is that Gen AI is all over the place. People try to input it, and there's two kind of programs. One is a grassroots when people are interested in themselves and they have the knowledge, they seek for it, they experiment, they break things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Olga, you know that most of the time it does not work, right? Yeah.
That's a professional deformation, right? The professional skepticism of a daily practitioner. So,
Yeah. Anyway, so the other situation is when the bosses come and they say, "Whoa, why do we need localization? Can't we just Gen AI it out, translate everything, and let it disappear? It's a cost." And so the localization folks, they come under pressure. They come under the pressure to either implement Gen AI and demonstrate impact within the organization, or to be replaced. Whether this replacement will bring good to the organization or complete ruin in all the languages remains to be seen. We believe it's a complete ruin. However, the pressure to do it is there. Olga, do you see it in your work? You work with enterprise customers all over the world, a lot of this in America. Any signs that this is happening?
absolutely so. Well, first of all, it's happening across the industries, across verticals, and generally, generally across various departments. But yes, it happens quite often that a an executive inspired by everything they read in the news, or having run a couple of lines of a simple language through ChatGPT, assume that, hey, off we go. We're ready. A friend of mine told me, as a true horror, I said a horror story, when she was asked to produce 5,000 creative files into 55 languages over 3 days. And when she said that, yeah, well, we might reconsider, the powers to be were genuinely surprised. Why could she not just plug in ChatGPT and go for it? So yes, the pressure is absolutely there. The mandate is there. The paths to execute are not always clear.
Yeah, we are under threat. Localization, folks. Many of us are coming under threat. Maybe the AI folks are doing much better, and this is what we'd like to share with the participants. I hope we'll have hundreds of participants joining across all the different channels. It's already more than 300 in the room, which is fantastic. Um, how do you escape this trajectory when the upstairs tells you optimize the cost, reduce, put the money from localization into product, into marketing, into other departments? How can you remain on a trajectory which offers growth, which offers career progression, which offers the future? And it's not very clear, but I think a lot of what the AI folks do these days, like labeling, annotation, checking which systems are best, benchmarking, working it into the workflows, it's very similar to what the localization industry has been doing for years with machine translation. So if we could just find a way to switch our narrative, turn our skills from a different angle, and apply ourselves better, we would go from this place where everything is threatened and the future is unstable and cloudy to another place where growth is exponential. I've been to a Google summit yesterday and to AWS summit earlier this year. GenAI is going 50x this year, right? So it's exploding in terms of usage, in terms of number use cases, in terms of tokens that are pushed through these models. Should we be there? How can we be there? What is our play? Olga, what do you think? What should a localization person do to be on the trajectory of growth where their future is assured?
I mean, first of all, I agree with you completely that localization industry is the industry that has been reinvented a few times. And it's been right. I mean, first we go from translation memory. From translation memory, we go to several flavors of machine translation. Here we go. And indeed, the exponential growth and adoption, and at times measured adoption, at times hectic adoption of AI definitely is impacting our industry. But the good news is we are in the natural language processing field. And the natural language processing field is basically a precursor and sometimes a part of AI. So we already do know how to influence upstream. We already do know how to be the only experts in a particular field, and that's operating in the multilingual field in the house. So we already have that knowledge in us. We already have that, and I had this conversation not so many days ago. So we have the tooling. We do know how to be those. What we need to do now is, I mean, first of all, what is adoption of AI these days? I would still insist on there's quite a bit of frenzy, right? There are a lot of hasty conclusions. There's a lot of, oh God, what do we do? For us to, first of all, be educated and actually use AI to educate yourself in AI. You don't need to read a long article. You can just summarize, and before you know it, you've gone through several archive articles in a day. Then confidence and trust come from knowledge. Measured, very clear understanding of ROI. I think we need to become much more of data analysts and business folks more than ever. We already are, but now we really need to understand, am I doing it art for art's sake, or is there a clear use case? So knowledge, confidence, measured approach, data analysis, business acumen, and something that we've already been doing for years. That's all. That's all there is to it.
Excellent. And the conference today brings some of these skills and competences to you. We have 3 panels today. One of them represents people who have made the jump from translation into wider AI. They have now the GenAI hat within their company. The title reflects it, the work reflects it. Probably they do a lot of the same as they did in localization, but there is a future. There is the jump. The second panel is about evaluation. Evaluation is a very important skill. Let me give a quick spiel why. Suppose somebody comes to you and says, oh, this machine translation is so good, we don't need a human linguist anymore. How do you prove that this is not true? You need some data, and the data should be based on a scientific method. So many metrics today: Blue, Meteor, Rouge, LLM as a judge, Gemba, Comet, you name it. Character F score. Olga, you can probably name 20 more metrics than I do. This needs to be a scientific metric that you based your approach on. You can say, here is the hype, and here is the actual scientific data. If you're able to benchmark the systems and do it for translation, do it for summarization, do it for question answering, all of the enterprises this year, they want to build customer support agents. They want to build sales agents. Do these agents perform well in English? Do these agents perform well in French, in German, and so many other languages? This is a large body of work. How to make them better in each of these fields? This requires a structural approach. So the evaluation theme in our conference, there's the panel today and the whole workshop tomorrow, focuses on how to present this data, how to structure it, how to get quality samples, to get your answer substantiated. And then the final panel today is the engineering panel, is about how to weave LLMs, large language models, into your workflows, how to write better prompts, how to make sure that you're achieving the most smooth experience ever. Because LLMs are not so easy to weave into the actual workflows, and even when people tell you, oh, it's so easy, just ChatGPT, they haven't tried it at an enterprise scale. Finally, I would like to introduce the two keynotes that we have. At the beginning, we'll have Joao Graça, the CTO of Unbubble, recently an advisor and out there in the investment field. Joao, you'll probably speak more about how to properly introduce it these days. Joao's company raised $100 million to change localization, and he has been driving many programs such as the Comet metric, how to make localization completely disrupted. How is it going? Where are we in the process? This will be Joao's speech. Importantly, he deals with the topics of disruption, and when you are getting disrupted, how to react to this. And at the end of the day today, we'll have Andrei Burkov, one of the largest subscription-based newsletters that he runs in just general AI field. He is a very famous character in a wider AI world. He decided to agree and join this conference with localization folks today. Hopefully, he'll provide us with insights from the outside of localization in the AI world. So this is the program for day one, and then we'll have specialist workshops on evaluation and on engineering on day 2 and day 3. So what's the most important thing, do you think, Olga, in this program? Anything that you'd like to highlight?
I think the most important thing is that we'll be learning straight from the field. We'll be learning I hope that we walk away with practical tools, equally from people who've deployed AI and who practice AI on a day-to-day basis, and from people who actually are at the core of development. And yes, like as Andrei Burkov will definitely be learning from the leaders, and equally John. So I think the most important thing is that by the end of the day, I hope that we have more trust and more confidence in what we do. And by the way, Konstantin, when you evaluate something, it's not only to prove that it's not working. Sometimes you evaluate to prove that it actually is working.
It works.
Let's be a little bit less skeptical here. But yeah, most importantly, I think we'll walk away with tools. And I think, Konstantin, our opening speech is over. Is it?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
If that's the case, thank you so much for sparing me the necessity for the sparkling joke about AI. Because if I look a little bit sleepy, you totally made me lose my sleep over that one.
All right. With this, let's wrap up the introduction.